This is our latest addition to our Merlins Premier range. This is the Imperial Coin Mystery. And you begin by showing a slim, smart wooden case with a ribbon running all the way through the case from front to back. And if we tip the case, hopefully the coin should just slide into view. And you can see that the coin just about fits the case. It's a nice snug fit. If I remove the coin a little bit further, you can see that it's securely threaded on a ribbon, the ribbon that runs all the way through the case. And the only way to remove the coin is to remove the ribbon from the case itself and unthread the coin. Okay. Now if we take the ribbon and we rethread the case, so again you can see that the ribbon runs all the way through, front to back, like so. And if we take the coin and insert it back into the case, obviously it just sits there on the ribbon, it can't go all the way in. And if you give the coin a tap, it visibly penetrates the ribbon. And if there's any doubt in your mind, if we take the coin back from the case, you can now clearly see that it's completely rethreaded itself on the ribbon. The only way to get it out is again to remove it from the case and unthread the coin. Totally self-working, really nice piece of close-up magic, and that's the Imperial Coin Mystery.
And basically you have a wallet, and inside you've got four poker chips. You leave one inside the wallet and you give the spectator the other three. And the routine is that the spectators mix them up behind the back so they can't see them. Obviously I haven't got a spectator here, but they basically mix them up. They bring one forward, they place it on the table. They can change their mind on that if they want. They can bring another one forward, they can swap it, they can leave it, they can do what they like. You have to bring another one forward. Again, place that on the top. So that leaves them with one. So you said you want to change your mind again. So you can place that back, they can change their mind, they can do whatever they want. But at the end of the day, you show that whatever the outcome is, you've got your prediction inside your wallet, which matches the one that they're left with. So that's Steve Cook's effect. It's a great little effect. I think he did it originally with dice for Wayne Dobson a lot of years before. We had the 3 dice. But this is like a nice slimline version because you can place all the bits back inside the wallet. Place that back in your pocket and it's ready to go anytime.
For this one, I'm going to do another card effect. I know what you're thinking. Haven't you got big hands? Well, I have, but the cards are the miniatures. Okay, so we've got 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All different, just random cards. Okay, and I have a prediction in the envelope, which is in the form of a regular size playing card. Now I want you to just cast your gaze across these 6 different cards. Let them wander from card to card and then focus on one. So I want you to make sure it's a completely free choice. Have you got one?
Yep.
Yeah. What is the card that you want to go with? Just
9 of
choose anyone.
spades.
The 9 of spades. Yeah. Not the 8 of diamonds.
Nope.
Would you like to change your mind?
Nope.
And perhaps
I'll
go
keep
for
the one I've got.
Oh. You give her a speaking part, this is what happens. So you don't want to change your mind, you want the 9 of spades.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So thereby eliminating the 3, the ace, the 8, the 6 and the 4. Okay, so take your 9 and if you look inside the envelope, just happens to be King of Spades. Not even the King of Spades there, King of Diamonds, so there's not even a King of Diamonds there, is there?
Yeah.
But wait, at least the back matches, you see? Not impressed, are you? But no, but really, look, you see, the backs do match because it wouldn't match that one, it wouldn't match that, it wouldn't match that one, it wouldn't match that one, it wouldn't match that one. Okay, so the back does match. But you'd have been more impressed if the face had matched, wouldn't you? Let's be honest. Just wave my hand and give it a little snap. Hopefully it changes your card into the King of Diamonds, and that's how you get a little match.
Very good.
So this effect it's been around for a lot of years, but we've sort of brought it up to date a little bit by using USP playing card company playing cards as opposed to like cheap cards. So the cards are all from different decks. So you've got 52 different cards. Each and every one is individually different. And what you say to the spectators, I'm going to deal the cards down one at a time, and they just say stop anywhere they like. So you generally do deal down, and it doesn't really matter where they say stop. They say stop, you place the card in. Do the same with the second one. So you go through again, place the card with the second one in, place that in there, they say stop. And then you deal through to show that the cards are genuinely different. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. But they are, every single one's different, yeah. And that's the first one that we stopped at. And that's the second one. So you can look at all the other cards. There's no other cards with backs like that in here. So that's the only card that's in there. But if we turn this card over here, you can see that matches exactly the back of that card. And if we turn this one over, it matches exactly the back of that card. And like I said, there are only 2 cards in this deck. And the strange thing also is that that's the King of Diamonds. And the matching card to that is the King of Hearts, which is exactly what that is. So you've got the King of Diamonds and the King of Hearts, the 2 red kings. This is the 6 of Hearts. And the matching card to that is the 6 of Diamonds, which is also stopped on. So you've stopped on the 2 red 6s and the 2 red kings, which is pretty amazing when you consider that you could have stopped on any of these cards and all the rest are black, and they're all the ace of clubs. So it's a fantastic 3-phasey little effect. You've got totally examinable at the end, so there's nothing to hide. If you want to look at all the cards they can do, there's nothing to see. So it's a nice little walk around thing. Something a bit different to a regular card trick. Cards go back in the box and that's instantly reset, ready to go again. There's no complicated setup for that. And like I said, they are all genuine USB playing card company playing cards. So that's our collector's rainbow deck.
So I'm going to begin first of all by placing a prediction card out on the front of the mat. So that's going to remain there all the way through. I've got 2 packets of cards with famous people's names on. So we've got the Christian names on one set and the surnames on the other. So just to start off, if I were to show you, turn around so you can orientate the right way for the camera. If I show you Tom, for example, most people will probably guess Cruise, Tom Cruise, okay? By way of another example, if I showed you Charlie, you more than likely would guess Chaplin. So you can see the pairing up. If I went the other way and showed you Presley, I would think pretty much everybody would guess Elvis, or Marilyn, most people would say Monroe. We'll try one more. If I showed you Laurel, I'll be surprised how many people say Hardy. When you say no, it's actually Stan Laurel. But you see the idea. You've got a mixture of cards, and you give these 2 packets out to spectators and let them shuffle the cards, cut the cards, whatever they want to do. So it is a genuine mix, and whatever card they land on, that is the card that we're going to use. So we'll take Charlie, and obviously the match to that is Monroe. It's a self-working effect. Charlie Monroe. And no, that doesn't work, does it? Unless we take a look at our prediction, we've actually got a photograph there of none other than Charlie Monroe. It's a great little effect from Wayne Dobson. It is totally self-working. Really fun if you've got a couple at a table and you let each one guess the names. It's almost like a game show, and then at the end it looks like it's gone wrong and you've got the comedy ending. So great effect.
This is actually a personal favourite of mine. I've done it for a lot of years, and I've put like a little story together of doing it. So basically you've got 3 coins and a shoelace is what you have. And I always relate it to Harry Houdini, a famous escapologist, where when he used to go to do his shows, he used to go into the local prison or the local jail, and a week before his show, just to get some publicity. And what they do is they take him into a room, put him on a chair, blindfold him, tie him up, the guy would stand right next to him, another guy would stand near the door with his hand on the door handle, his other hand on the light switch. Houdini would give him the word and switch the lights off for 60 seconds, switch the lights back on, and when they switched them back on, Houdini completely vanished. He'd escaped. Nobody knew. It got fantastic headlines and everybody came to see him, obviously. So we can't do that in a walk-around situation. You can't do that with something in your pocket, but this you can do. So you've got like a shoelace which you can have examined, you can have a look at it. And you can give the spectators a 2p coin, which you say that could be like a security guard policeman that goes into the room with Houdini, ties him up, handcuffs him, stays right next to him. So this 10p would be Houdini. So we've got 10p on the list, and then another guy stands near the door. So this is the guy that stands near the door. So when he stands near the door, obviously Houdini's sandwiched between the two of them. There's no way he can escape. And what you do is you switch the lights off for 60 seconds. And when they switch them back on, you disappear. But you won't obviously do this in this effect. But what you would do is you give that to the spectator so that they can hold it. And then you would say, right, let's concentrate. I'm going to count to 3 and cover Houdini briefly. He's going to escape and nobody will know where he's gone. So you count 1, 2, 3. When you have a look, Houdini has actually gone. The spectator can then examine everything. They can take the 2p's off here. The 10p has actually completely disappeared. All you've got is the 2p's and the shoelace. And then you can produce your 10p from wherever you like. So you could have it out of your pocket. But you know, obviously you don't want to tell everybody here. In fact, what you want to do is you want to keep it under your hat. So that's Houdini's coin escape.
So here we have the Meridian ring cabinet from Magic Wagon. It's a really nice piece of close-up magic. The cabinet can be shown all the way around. There's nothing to hide, even from the back. And basically a cabinet with 2 doors. Small door on the top, which you can see there's a hole and a slot running halfway down both sides. You see what that slot's for a little later. And then the main door is a sliding piece which comes off the front to allow you to view all the way inside. You can see the cabinet is empty and the door can be shown all the way around also. Now you need a ring, a finger ring. I'll be using this one. And the ring is placed into the back of the cabinet, which I hope you'll be able to see resting inside there. Now, to be fair, most rings will work, so it's nice if you borrow a ring at this stage. So that is just residing in there. It's nice if you borrow a ring because that also tells your spectators that there is only one ring, there's no duplicate rings. And the door is placed on to hide the ring from view. And what I like to do is, before I place this lid on, I just lift the door slightly again, so hopefully the spectators sat really close to be able to see that the ring is still in there, no jiggery pokery is taking place. And then you place on the second door, like so. And the final piece of apparatus is this. It's a brass bar with a wooden handle, and that is solid. And that is what goes through the slots that I showed you earlier. So you place it in one side, go all the way through and out of the other side, so you can see the bar passes all the way through. With this little wave and a snap, hopefully the magic's happened. So you take off the top door and lift out the bar. Amazingly, there you can see the ring is now trapped on the bar, like so, and that can be returned back to its rightful owner, which obviously leaves the cabinet completely empty. And that's the Meridian ring cabinet. A very mysterious little cabinet indeed.
So this effect is something that I saw a lot of years ago at Blackpool Convention, one of the first conventions I ever went to. A guy was demonstrating this trick, and he just floored everybody with it. Absolutely fantastic. And many years later, in fact quite recently, we've just acquired the rights to it, so it's fantastic that we've actually got this trick. That was something that I had years ago. But basically you have a deck of cards and you've got an imaginary dice, which is just a dice with no numbers on it. So you get a bit of byplay with this when the spectator does it. So you give the dice to the spectator, they roll it, you ask them what they've rolled, they say, oh, 3, or 6, or 2, and say it's not loaded, blah, 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 ha, ha. And then you get them to pick a card. So obviously I haven't got a spectator, but we'll just pick this card, for example. So we've got a card, goes back into the deck, and give the cards a couple of cuts, just to make sure it's in there randomly. And then what you do is you're going to deal the cards into 6 piles. So deal them all out, asking them to remember obviously what the card is. And while you're doing the dealing, they can be like shaking the dice again just to make sure that it is just a plain dice. And again, you can put the gags in the back, it's not loaded with a 6, so they don't get 6 every time. It's just a totally random selection. So when you get to the end, you're left with a few cards, you just ask them, is that one of the cards? They'll say, no, it's not their card. So you say, this time I'm going to roll the dice one final time, and whatever number it is, we're going to keep that pile, get rid of all the other piles. So they roll it, say, I don't know, they might say a 3. And the nice thing is you can count from either end, so they can go 1, 2, 3, or they can go 1, 2, 3. So in this case, we'll say it's 1, 2, 3, we'll go for this pile here. So what you do is you can get rid of all the other piles, place them all down here as you're going along. That just leaves you with this one pile here. So what you do is you deal these cards out. One final time, you're left with a couple of cards that are left over. They can just go on there. And again, you get into roll the dice and say whatever number they want. They might say 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's this one that we're keeping. So we're getting rid of all the rest. So all the rest of the deck can just go back in the box. So we just have with one card that they're randomly selected from a deck of 52 using an imaginary dice. So it'd be amazing, wouldn't it, if that was a card that they originally picked. And you can actually show that it's the card they picked. So it's that clean, it is really, really clean. There's nothing else to add, nothing else taken away. Card goes back in there and you've got a little miracle that you've just performed on a spectator. So that's die cast.
It's an effect with a very unusual deck of cards, in so much that it consists of all different pack designs, but they're all different cards from different casinos in Las Vegas. So as I'm sure you're aware, all the different casinos have their own design back, and the name of the casino on the back. So we've got Circus and the Rio, Planet Hollywood, Bellagio, Stardust, Paris, my old favourite, Monte Carlo, and Venetian, which is really nice, Stratosphere, Harrah's, Luxor, so on and so on and so on, all the way through. All different cards I've collected over the years, and the fronts tried to get a full deck, so we've got a mixture of cards in there as well. So all different backs and a mixed up front as well. Now also I've got a souvenir inside this box, also from Las Vegas, and that extra souvenir is going to act as a prediction. Okay, so we'll come to that at the very end. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to deal through the cards like so, and whenever you feel like it, just say stop.
Stop.
There, happy there?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take that card, and then we'll do exactly the same thing again, but this time we'll do it with the deck face up. So we'll deal down again and again whenever you feel like it. Or just in case you're wondering, the cards that are cut in this kind of way, they look a little bit strange. That's just because when they're being used for a short period of time in actual gameplay, the casinos chop off the corners or X around the corners, so that if they were to come back into play, because they sell these in the souvenir shops, you know, you wouldn't be able to cheat with them. So think of everything you see. So again, just say stop.
Stop.
Okay. Now I'm sure you'll agree if you'd have stopped a few cards, souvenir you had a different card. Likewise, if you'd gone a bit further, you had a different card. Okay, but these are the two cards that you've stopped on. So in this case, we've got the Excalibur and the Ace of Hearts. Okay, so now it's time to have a look at the prediction. So if you open the card box and tip it out, you can see it's in the form of a souvenir keyring from Las Vegas, and it just happens to be the Mirage. But not to worry, because on the back of it I have a playing card, and that is the King of Spades. You've picked the wrong card, Sharon. No, I think we can get out of this. Obviously, anybody could predict the cards we can see. Alright, what will be a real challenge is to predict the cards that we've not yet seen. So if you look at the reverse sides of these, hopefully this card is from the Mirage, which matches, and this card just happens to be the King of Spades, which matches the one on the back of the keyring.
Called Digital Dilemma. It's by Steve Cook. It's got a lot of pattern, a lot of byplay in it, as a lot of Steve Cook's stuff does have. So it's a fantastic routine to fit into anybody's repertoire. So you've basically got a lock. It's a combination lock. It's got 10 different numbers on it, and it's a 5-digit combination. So basically, borrow somebody's ring. You can place it on the lock and lock it on. Whoops, like that. And then you can randomly mix up the numbers so that they don't know which number it's locked on with. And you give a bit of byplay and say, I'm going to try and get you to open it. So they try and open it, they can't. And you say, oh, actually, I've forgotten the combination. But don't worry about it. I've forgotten the combination, but it's in this envelope here. So you give them the envelope. And while they're doing that, you can be chatting to someone else. And they open the envelope and they look at it and they, oh. So I don't understand it, it's all written in Chinese. So, oh, that's because the lock's made in China. Sorry, do you not understand Chinese? Oh, right, so. No, never mind. Look, we could always get a hacksaw or something to cut it off, but I don't want to damage your lock. Is your ring valuable, and you get all of the gags and things in it. Nice little thing. But then you decide, well, what we'll do is we'll do a card trick instead. So we're going to have 5 cards selected by yourself at random. We're not going to use any of the picture cards. I've already taken the picture cards out, so there's no picture cards, because we're going to use the actual face value of the cards to represent a number of the lock. So we're going to represent 1 will be 1, 6 will be 6, and if you get a 10, that'll be a 0. So you can cut the cards a few times, get the spectators to say stop whenever they like. So you flick it back of the cards, they stop, and whenever they say stop, you just turn all the cards over. So it's a genuine cut at that point, and you go through the deck and say, well, look at the face down cards, put them to one side. So we're going to deal off 5 cards. They're going to represent the numbers of the lock. So you deal 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've actually got another number there. It's a duplicate, so we're not going to use that stuff. You can't use a duplicate, so we'll count on 3. So we've got 5 different numbers. We've got a 6, a 4, an 8, a 10, which is going to be a 0, and a 3. So what you do is you give the spectator the lock. They punch the numbers in, so they punch in 6, 4, 8, 0, 3, click it, and the lock clicks open, and they retrieve the ring. So that's it's a nice little routine. Like I say, you get loads of patter with it. Nice little storyline. You get a couple of little gimmicks. You get the lock with it. You get the little gag Chinese prediction.